Okay, shalom, shalom, kwam yasha'Allah, kol Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bahashim, Hakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well, that by the Spirit taught us his beautiful truth, and just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. Sha'chanan Nawaf, just coming at you with another quick lesson. Pray that it's edifying by the Spirit. And I just wanted to touch on the enemies of the Lord, according to Psalms chapter 83. And, just by the Spirit, I was watching the brothers in New York, GMS camp, and they kind of mentioned something that just caught my attention that I wanted to touch on as far as Psalms 83. But as you can see, this is, and it made me think like, the G20 summit meetings, the UN meetings, all these world leader meetings, the WEF, and all of those things, where all these countries come up to meet and talk about the whole entire globe. But guess who doesn't have a seat there? You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Why? Because you are enemies of these particular nations. You are enemies of these particular leaders, according to Psalms 83. And we fit the prophecies to a T. We are the only people on the planet without a standing military. You see, we're scattered throughout all these countries, and we're nothing in these places, and that's all by, design from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, because we were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Now, this is the G20 summit, or G20. So I put it in, and here you go. Here go your flags, right? You're not going to see a flag for Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, right? These are the flags on this end, right? Here you go. Let's read off the names of who's involved here, right? It says Argentina, New Zealand, Brazil, Canada, China, France, Germany, India, Indonesia, Italy, Japan, Mexico, Russia, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, South Korea, Turkey, United Kingdoms, United States, European Union. Okay, so now you may say South Africa, but we're not Africans. We're not Hamites, which that's one of the enemies of the Lord. One of the enemies of the Lord is Hamites. And we're going to read that in Psalms 83. You may say Mexico, but there are so-called white people that's running Mexico. You see? You might be able to say, okay, well, what about what if they have Brazil? You see, Brazil is in shambles right now. And all these nations are basically the whole entire globe is being ran by the so-called white man. Matter of fact, let's get that first. Let's go into Job 9 and 24. Real quick lesson. It's just something that came across by the Spirit. It says, Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? If it's not the so-called white man, then he's the main enemy of the Lord, which it names him as the top enemy in Psalms 83, which we're going to get that, But let's go back. This so-called white man been running throughout the planet. He gave you white Jesus. He got all these different countries believing that the Lord looks like them, that he's God sitting on a throne, that he's the angels, he's the disciples, and all this other different stuff, right? Well, let's come out of it. Let's get a photo of the people. Let's get a photo. To just, let's see who we have here. See? There you go. These are the enemies of the Lord. Bunch of so-called white men. You have Ammon there. You got Elamites there. You got Edomites there. You have Moabites here. So here you go. These are enemies of the Lord right here. This is just a few of them. Now, let's go, because I pulled up a few of them. Let's get members of the states of the United Nations. Member states of the United Nations. Same people. See, as you can see these flags down through here. It's more of them, though. But as you can see, all these flags represent the enemies of the Lord. These people don't believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. See? And this right here says flags of the member states of the United Nations in front of the Palace of Nations, Geneva, Switzerland. See? And you can read through this. You can Wikipedia this. They have the original members. Now these right here are members as of yet. You see? You got Afghanistan, Albania, Algeria, Andorra. Just a whole bunch of different countries. I think it's 193 of them. So as you can see, but what you're not going to see is, if you see a so-called black nation there, it's either going to be some Hamites, some damn Africans that's running it, or it's going to be a so-called white man that's in control. That's just like you have like the Queen. She's in control of a lot of African nations. It's, you know, a lot of islands, you know, that have so-called black people there. See, the only people that's there to represent you, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, is your enemy. They're at the meetings talking about what's going to be done. And you best believe it's not going to be nothing that's going to be for your benefit. Straight up. So let's get the next one. What else did I put in? I put in, the World Economic Forum. This is the WEF, right? Annual meeting is coming up in 14 hours, right? 43 minutes. They have a countdown for this thing. It's supposed to go on from January 16th through the 20th, 2023. It says about the meeting, the world today is a critical inflection point. The sheer number of ongoing crises call for bold collective action. The annual meeting will convene leaders from the government, business, civil societies to address the state of the world and discuss priorities for the year ahead. See, these people are in control. They're the ones that's able to say, hey, we're going to do this next year. They're the ones that's going to say, we're going to do this and for climate change. Well, we're going to do this for the world banking system. We're going to do this for, the food crises. Who you think is in control of this stuff? And that's why that scripture says, if not, where and who is he? That's a rhetorical question being asked. It's a so-called white man. Matter of fact, let's see here, because they got the board. Let's get the board of directors here. See? Board of Trustees. The forum is chaired by founder and executive chairman, Professor Klaus Schwab. You've been hearing a whole bunch about this guy. This man is out here. Hey, this man is one of the most wickedest people out here, man, on the scene, man. And he's straight publicly letting you know, from what you can see as far as these meetings, because they're not going to give you everything from behind the scenes. But this man is coming up with shit to fuck you over, man, this year. Right? Klaus Schwab. It says is guided by a board of trustees, exceptional individuals who act as guardians of its mission and values and oversee the forum's work in promoting true global citizenship. Now, who do you think, I mean, really, like, do you think that these people have you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans best interest in mind? You Israelites? These people are your enemies, man. You have to wake up and really, really understand that these people are not for you. That's why it's so important to repent and come back to Yahweh, our power. See, this is what they don't want. And you best believe when they go to these meetings, they're going to be talking about the Hebrew Israelites, these Negroes that are waking up and that's calling on Yahweh. Why Yahweh Shai? See, they understand that. They know that these people understand the scriptures. They understand that once we call back on Yahweh, H.I.M Yahweh Shai, then that their world is done. This is why you have, matter of fact, let's go to Revelation real quick. Revelation, last book of the scriptures, 12 and 12. And it reads, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. These people. This is the devil's workers right here, man. These are damn devils right here. They know that they have but a short time, and they're about to put together a plan for your ass. See, bunch of so-called white men. Here you go. You got a so-called. This lady is from Rwanda. She more than likely a damn Hamite. She is not one of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Because you have Hamites. They will use these so-called Africans that somewhat look like us, and they'll place like how they done Obama. When Obama is not a Negro. Obama is a damn Hamite. They put him in there and got you so-called blacks thinking that this nigga is thinking that he's one of you. They set him up, man. They set you up to fall for the okie doke. That man is not. He didn't have your best interest in mind. What did he do when he got there? The same thing Biden is doing right now, fucking your family up. Promoting abortions for you to go kill your babies. You see? Got the women in control of the households and shit with the man all out of control. Just disorder, man. They don't want the so-called black man to be in a home and rear, handling business in the home as a man. They gave the woman all the power. They understand that if the woman is above the man, that's disorder, and that the household won't work out. They understand that. These are their plans, man. They do it through their media. They do it through commercials. They do it through just a bunch of bread and circus and shit. See? But look at these people. Hamites. And see, you'll see a couple of dark faces right here, but these are the only three that I've seen in there. And this is African Rainbow Minerals, Patrice Musepe, or whatever the hell his name is. This lady right here, Goza, Okanjo, Owili, she, who knows? They could be Israelites, but they, more than likely they're Hamites. But either way, as you can see, the whole hookup right here is Moab. See, you got Moab right here. You got Ammon. You see, and a bunch of damn Edomites. See, here's your boy right here though. Your boy Klaus Schwab. This man right here is a damn wicked demon, man. Anyway though, let's go to Psalms 83. Let's get it. These are the enemies of the Lord. And the enemies of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. These people are your enemies. Psalms 83 in verse 1. And it's actually entitled, God implored to confound his enemies. He's going to confound these people on behalf of the Israelites, man. They're not going to win. A song or a psalm of Asaph. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. These are the people that hate the Lord, and they're lifting up their head once again. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. What do you think the counsel that they're having? What do you think they're doing at these meetings when you're not there to see? Because I'm telling you, the people that's representing you there are your damn enemies. So-called white people. Who do you think? Come on, man. You gotta really think about some of these things. It says, "For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones." This is what they're doing. They're consulting against the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans on how to fucking get rid of you, basically. It says, they have said, "Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation." Let me get that back. It says, they have said, "Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance." See, they don't want you to know that you're an Israelite. They don't want you to know that you're an Israelite. That's your true nationality. Why won't these nations, if they love you so much, why don't they tell you, hey, you know what? Before y'all came off those boats and we scattered y'all all over these governments where we are, you are Israelites. That's where that's your original nationality. They're not going to tell you that. They want you to call yourself black, a damn color out of a crayon box. This is what they want. This is how they hid your inheritance from you. This is how they hid your nationality from you. You see? Verse 5, it says, "For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee." These people that are at these meetings, that are meeting up, they are confederate with one another. And they're coming up with a plan to keep you niggas down, man. Straight up. This is the very first one right here. This is the very first. The top enemy is the Edomites. This is and the Edomites today are the so-called white man. That's the biblical name for the so-called white man. It says the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites. Those are your so-called Arab nations. Of Moab. That's your so-called Chinese today. And the Hagarenes. Those are damn Hamites, if I'm not mistaken. Africans. Gebal and Ammon. So you have Japanese. Well, didn't we just show you all the pictures? All them pictures that you've seen? These are the nations. These are those people. And Amalek. You have the so-called the who-ish guy that's over there in the land claiming to be the people, the small hats. Those are the top number one Edomites. Those are the top white people. That's exactly what they are, man. It says the Philistines, those are Africans, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Selah. See? So these nations, and I just wanted to just do something quick on it. These are the very people. We just went through just a few of these meetings. You got the WEF. I went through the G20. and the United Nations, and it's a bunch of those. Just look them up, and all you're gonna see is these weirdos. These are the weirdos, that's in control of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans' lives, man. Dictating what you can do, where you can go. You see, where you can travel. You have to have their credentials to do this, that, and the third. See. And that just proves that we are the children of Israel. When you go into Deuteronomy chapter 28, if you were to read through chapter 28 and read the curses, those curses fit us to a T. That we would have to go to these people of want of all things. There's nothing we can do, in this man's kingdom without his permission, so to speak, because we're captives. You can't get around it. You might be able to jump into your car and drive to another state, but you still gonna have to have this man's driver's license and his insurance. You get pulled over in another state, you're still in this man's kingdom. You see what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I just wanted to touch on that, and we're looking forward to this World Economic Forum. As you can see, like I said, it's going to be from the 16th to the 20th of January. Starts in a little under 15 hours, man. So with that, I pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwame Shalom.